When Krishna was in the coils of Kaliya, none of the Vrajavasis were thinking, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who cares about this snake? Everyone was thinking, Gopal, he's so soft and is so tender, his body. The gopis would think they would be in anxiety during the day because Krishna's feet were so soft. And they would think when he goes out to herd the calves or the cows, then if he steps on even a little stone that's not even sharp, it might hurt his feet. And now here he is, a massive serpent with many hoods that's totally poisonous, has Krishna imprisoned in his coils. Well, more than anybody could love anything or anyone, the Vrajavasis love Krishna. Kaliya, he was gigantic. And he had such quantities of poison in him. Just by his breathing, any bird that flew overhead would die immediately. And he had Krishna entrapped. And the Gopas and the Gopis, young and old, they're all looking at Krishna and crying and falling unconscious. Nanda Maharaja was about to jump in with all the other cowherdmen to fight the snake. There was no chance that they could do anything against Kaliya. But Balaram, he stopped them. And he was thinking in his mind, because he was the only one who knew Krishna's powers. But even sometimes he would become, when Bakasura swallowed Krishna, it describes even Balaram fell unconscious. This is Vrindavan. So Balaram, he was thinking about Kaliya. He said, in my form of Sheshanaga, Krishna never plays with me like this. But now he's playing with this insignificant little water snake called Kaliya. But the Vrajavasis, Krishna was putting them in this situation just to churn their love, just to churn the nectar of their love. The demigods and demons, they churn the ocean for nectar. And Yasoda and all the gopis, they churn the butter and put their nectar in. The difference is one is putting nectar in, and the other wants to get the nectar out. Nadanamna janamna sundarim kavitam vajakadisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishvada babata bhaktirohoita kitvai. Lord Chaitanya says, I don't want anything from you, Krishna, not wealth or sense gratification or fame or prestige or even liberation. I just want to please you. I want to love you. I want to serve you unconditionally. So they were churning for Krishna's pleasure. And when Krishna was in Kaliya, and when Krishna would be in these situations, through doing so, he was churning the hearts of the devotees, so the nectar of their love would just become deeper and deeper and more manifested, more intensified. This is Vrindavan. Raghunathdasa Goswami, he writes that Krishna enjoys much more than even the greatest, most proficient scholars of Vedanta who are chanting Vedic hymns. He enjoys more when the old Vrajavasi women chastise him. Why? Because it's with such intimacy. They're not thinking of him as God. But the residents of Vrindavan, they've already fully, totally, comprehensively realized God and the opulences of God. It's not that they lack something. They have the maximum of realization of the powers and opulences of the absolute truth. But because of their love, Krishna covers all that by a power that's infinitely greater than his own powers. And that's his sweetness, his beauty, his charm, his playfulness. And therefore, they dance with Krishna. They play with Krishna. Mother Yashoda is thinking, if I don't feed Krishna, he will die. Nanda Maharaja is thinking, if I don't teach him a good lesson, then he'll grow up wrong. Nanda and Yashoda, if I don't hold his finger when he's a little baby, he'll never learn how to walk properly. And the gopis, they're just remembering his sweet words, his sweet glances, to dance with him. You can't dance with the absolute truth. You only bow down. But the gopis dance because they see him as Shyam Sunder, as Gopinath, as Gopijanvallabh. So the sweetness of this intimate love, where Krishna becomes subordinate to the love of his devotees, Krishna wanted to give that opportunity to the people of the world. So he decided, I will personally appear in my original form of Vrindavan Chandra Krishna to reveal my pastimes to the world. And he came with Sri Radha and Nanda and Yashoda and the Gopas and the Gopis and the Suravis, and the Yamuna River descended from the spiritual world, and the Kalpabriksha trees descended from the spiritual world, all to assist Krishna in his beautiful pastimes, just to attract our hearts.
You were listening to Radhanath Swami on devotionalnectar.com.